What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the 817 podcast, where we talk about the lovely city of Fort Worth, Texas. We get into politics, business, culture, news. If it impacts you as a Fort Worthian, we discuss it. Today we have a special edition because Beto O'Rourke is in town. What's going on?
I'm here with you. I'm here with you. We're at backstage at the Ridgely Theater. We've got, 1,000, 1,100 people who are out there. The crowd still builds. They're about to hear from Congressman Mark Vesey, hometown hero. They're about to hear from Joaquin Castro, another member of Congress. They're about to hear from Gene Wu, who's heading up the delegation that has broken quorum, left the state of Texas to stop the steal of 5 congressional seats, including Mark Vesey's seat. They're hearing from Nicole Collier, who's a state rep, another hometown hero. And then one of my all-time favorites, Elisa Simmons, county commissioner here, who understands what it means when they steal people's political seats to gerrymander and deprive people of their voting power and their representation. So a real powerful lineup here today. And it's all in service of not just fighting back and reacting, but taking this fight to them and winning.
Yeah, and I think that's what we really want to talk to you about. We think Fort Worth is the front line of our democracy. If Tarrant County is the battleground, Fort Worth is 40% of that county. So when you look at cities like Fort Worth, what's their play and importance to making sure we can flex Fort Worth, flip the county, and free Texas?
I think this is for literally all the marbles. The election of 2026, which will determine which party holds power in the House of Representatives. If Republicans can hold on because they steal these 5 seats, which is about the only way they can hold on, there's no check on Trump's lawlessness. There's no accountability for his crimes and corruption. There's no real prospect for free and fair elections going forward. If we do win, we can stop some of these Gestapo-like tactics where everyday Americans are being rounded up and terrorized in their communities. We can stop the massive transfer of wealth from working Texans and working Americans to the wealthiest 1%. And we can ensure that we have a government of, by, and for the people. So it just does not get any bigger than that. It all comes to a head in Texas. And it's hard to think of a more important county of the 254 than Tarrant. And as you pointed out, within Tarrant, Fort Worth is a big part of the ball game. So there's a reason that we are here today. Of all the places we could be, in the midst of Paxton vowing to hunt down these legislators, Greg Abbott trying to vacate their seats and remove them from office, charge them with second-degree felonies, Paxton trying to shut Powered by People down. He just filed in a court in Fort Worth yesterday to try to put us out of business and stop me from speaking and doing exactly what I'm about to do on that stage at the Ridgely Theater. There's a reason we want to be here. This is the epicenter of the fight, and there's not a better place for us to be right now.
So, speaking of that, we always end our show with an action. So we would like to hear from you, because I get lots of requests for funding to help support those that have left the state in order to try to stop the steal. And I hear, we're asked for money all the time. So we are asking you to tell our viewers and our audience, how can they help and not just sit back and watch this happen?
Yeah, so many ways. So, depending on what happens, we may have newly drawn districts. If we do, we need people to have already joined Mark Vesey's campaign. Nicole Collier is going to need some help. Others who hold political office right now, Elisa Simmons, on whatever she does next, we got to be part of that effort right now. You can also sign up to help register and reach the Texans who are going to decide the outcomes of these elections with Powered by People. It's poweredxpeople.org. And to the point you were making, this is not something you can do sitting on the couch at home, using social media or your phone. This means getting deputized as a voter registrar, going out there on the TCU campus, the SMU campus, the UNT campus, wherever you are in Texas, and meeting young, eligible, likely voters and getting them on the rolls. It is tough work, but if we do it, and enough of us do it, we can change the calculus in this election. And then the last thing, the thing that Ken Paxton is trying to stop me from doing, but he's been unsuccessful so far, is to donate to support this fight, to get behind those Texas legislators who are all that stand between us and the consolidation of authoritarian power in Texas. If you want to support, you can text the word FIGHT to 20377, and we'll make sure that those resources go to where they're going to make the biggest possible difference.
Yeah. Something you've been really big on the news is around punching first and us actually standing up to our power. You're calling out the governors of blue states. I also know you were a city councilman at one point, and maybe the landscape looks different. Something we've been fighting here at Fort Worth is for our 6 Democrats to flex their blue power. We just had a vote on Tuesday to either stand up against Donald Trump and keep DEI or kiss the ring and allow us to move those suspensions. 62 people spoke up, shared their voice. 9,100 letters were sent out. And so I would love to think about, what is your lens of like, what does it look like if you're a Democrat locally in a city? How do they flex their power? And what would you give to advice of Democrats who are kind of maybe still trying to collaborate with Republicans?
Yeah, look at all these powerful institutions that are caving right now, that are quislings, a term that we learned from 20th century fascism and the people who bent the knee at that time under tyranny. The big law firms, the big universities, the big tech companies, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, day before yesterday, literally giving Donald Trump an iPhone coated in 24 karat gold. It's like giving a bar of gold to the emperor so that he will allow your business to continue to operate. That is so wrong on so many different levels. Well, welcome to Texas, where we don't do that stuff, where we are independent fighters who are going to stand up, who are never going to bend the knee, who are going to do whatever it takes to protect the ones around us. And we don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. This stuff doesn't matter. We just care that you're an American. If you're an American, you live in a free land, in a government of, by, and for the people. And we're going to protect that here. And what's great, and you all know this because you live it, but those outside of Tarrant County, those outside of Texas even, they would never expect it from Fort Worth. They would never expect it from the state of Texas. And yet this is where the fight is being led right now. So it makes me super proud of the people who are willing to stand and be counted at this moment of truth. And we just can't relent. We can't give in. We can't give up, because that's exactly what they're trying to do with these intimidation tactics. We got to show them that we are not afraid.
Awesome. So there you have it on the 817 podcast special edition with Beto O'Rourke.
Adios.